all your love. Give it up for your next comedian. It's Socrates.
So hi, my name is Socrates. I'm 56 and single. Seemed to be important tonight. Yeah, my name is Socrates and I'm an American. Yeah, what have you heard? So I've been living here now for about 13 years. Nice to be in a room with this many Dutch people. Probably the most Dutch people I've been in a room with for a long time. So hey, nice to have you in your own country again. But I was forced to learn words. I'm trying to learn my Dutch, and it's not an easy language to learn if you're an American especially. And I was forced to learn a word recently. I'll never forget it. It's aangereden. I use it in a sentence. Ik ben aangereden door een scooterklotser. And if you don't speak Dutch, it means I got ran into by an asshole on a scooter.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why I got this thing. It's getting a little bit better. It's been actually a couple months. I was almost good, and then it went to shit, which was fun, you know, because it's summertime, it's out there, and, you know, I ride my bike. You know what I'm saying. It's painful, right? Best weather in the world. I'm stuck in the house. I'm taking train rides, etc. But I'm trying to, like, work it up, you know, trying to improve my you know, arm here. So I do this a lot in the house. Which I realize isn't the best thing for your neighbors to see, you know. Because, you know, it's bad enough to be a Nazi, but to look like you're practicing to be a Nazi, it's not good. It's like I make a fist, it looks like I'm practicing to be a member of the Black Panthers. You know. Still a little bit better, I think, in the end. So it's starting to get a little better. I might try to use it, but if it pops, it'll make like a screaming noise. And, you know, it'll seem like it's a gag. What is that? So, you know, they talk about in the Netherlands, you know, the doctors give you paracetamol for everything. Brain cancer, paracetamol. When the ambulance came to me, he offered me fentanyl. Yeah, exactly. Appreciate that. You know you're doing great when they're like, would you like some fentanyl? You know? Got to the hospital, like, would you like morphine? Asked me, would I like morphine? Yes. I could use a little morphine right about now. Actually asked me, would you like more morphine? Yes, I would. I would like a little bit, but just a top, I mean, yeah? Morphine, 5-star drug. Highly recommend it if you're in the market for a drug. If not, yeah. We moved on to Oxy after that. You know, Oxy was a good drug. You know, it helped me sleep. You know, so I only use it when I was sleeping. You know, started taking a lot of naps during the day. It's a balance. You know, it's not addictive if you just take it. You know, I figured one day I'll end up with a heroin addiction. I wasn't planning it yet, you know. Thought it was like a late life, you know, phase. So I'm moving along through my life a little quicker than I expected, maybe. But I asked the doctor, you know, what's the prognosis with this thing? And he said it's a helaas pindakaas situation. Which, if you don't know what it means, it doesn't help. Knowing what those words mean doesn't help at all. Because it means, oh, well, peanut butter. useless Dutch saying if there ever was one. And I thought this was a little bit depressing in its own way because I was hoping for, you know, a more positive outcome. And because this is all they did for me. By the way, I haven't had a cast, no hips, nothing like that. They just gave me this. They called it conservative treatment, which is a nice way of saying that the Dutch are cheap. And it's sadly true, I think. Had I fallen at the crucifixion, same treatment. Wrap a vine around me, some opium, yeah, it comes good. Have you heard this one? That's another great Dutch thing they'll tell you, the doctors or therapists, it comes good. It's not even a good sentence, you know? It's not useful as feedback, you know? Unless you're shopping around for a male prostitute. Comes in handy. How's that work? Comes good. And the backside? Oof. Helaas pindakaas. But, so another one, you said you're the daters up here, right? Oh, by the way, marriage, really good for the night, huh? Everyone's big on marriage tonight. Woohoo! I think it would be really hard to date Rami's father, or even worse, his dad with the 4 wives. You know? I mean, if you're dating a guy with four wives, right? And you married him, it's 4 mother-in-laws. Just me? Seems a bit much, doesn't it? Battle over, you got 4 mothers and they're all battling it out. No, he's right, he's wrong. I don't know. But you guys are the daters, right? Everyone's talking to you tonight? Yeah. How's it helping the relationship? Oh, it's good, right? Are you both Dutch or neither one of you Dutch? Or? You're both Dutch, okay. But I mean, he's yeah, no, we're not going to split hairs on that. But the hardest word that people use in the Netherlands for us buitenlanders, outlander. I love the word buitenlander. Outlander. It's a word to hear in our relationship. You hear it all the time, and it's a confusing word for us, which is, that word is, If you never heard it, it's like, what the hell just happened? Is it a good thing, a bad thing? I mean, I hear myself saying it waiting for trains, Mostly since this, though, It's not the worst time to hear that. I think probably the worst time to hear it is like, after sex. All right. It's still better than hearing it before sex. That's all I'm saying. But I think that, again, living here in the Netherlands, it's a weird thing. As a Greek, we have a different concept of society. Started with food and weather. Not the Dutch. Neither food nor weather. It's nice. I like living here personally. I personally love living here. It's not my choice of places by far, even with the weather and the food, because I cook my own food. But one of my favorite Dutch words, the most important of all Dutch words, of course, is gezellig. And it's a great Dutch word because not only does it start with a ch and end with a ch, so it's got the zel in the middle, which I always like. But it's a group thing. You know what I mean? We make this gezellig as a group. You know what I mean? It's because the weather sucks. It's raining, it's dark out. We got to do this inside. We make this nice as a group. We make it warm and wonderful as a group. And I think that's one of the nicest things about the Dutch culture in general. Thank you for that, by the way. And not the applause, but the idea of gezelligism. But it's like you can't really do it by yourself. If your friend goes out on a boat, hanging out with his friends, how was it? That was gezellig. What'd you do last night? Well, I kind of hung out and masturbated. I mean, it can be fun. I'm not saying it's not fun, but it's not exactly gezellig. You know what I mean? So let me see if I got one last thing to go out here on. There's got to be something in here useful. The other, my favorite Dutch word. You're all Dutch, so you know your own language, I assume. But in America, we have for our favorite little sweetie pies, our sugar bunnies, our cinnamon buns. It's a word. If you love them, you should make them fat and kill them. Heart attacks is a way we express our attraction. But the Dutch, they went with the word schatje. And I found out, and I was like, you're kidding me, that's the schatje. And the thing that I find the most confusing about schatje, which is the diminutive, of course, is that you guys shrink it down into schat. I find that maddeningly confusing myself. Anyway, I am an American, so I don't get most things in life, and I'm actually kind of stuff. So, you guys have been a lot of fun. Thanks, Luana.